Okay, so we are officially recording, and I just want to welcome each of you to our session today with Red Road Journey. My name is Ozioma Egwuonwu, and I am the founder of World Dream Day, and this is the 13th annual World Dream Day, and I am truly honored and privileged and excited to welcome the Red Road Journey and our elders to share the perspective that they have on Indigenous practices and the work that they're doing, as well as the wisdom that's being transmitted and shared. Before we officially begin, because this session is really not about me, it's really about being able to pass it on to Red Road Journey and our Indigenous elder panel to be able to advance the conversation. I want to make sure that you get to know who you're going to be hearing from. And with that said, I realized that my screen with that has just went dark. So I'm going to bring up the bios as we do that. I very rarely like to have to go on my screen, but I want to make sure that we have a sense of the backgrounds because the people who will be joining us today have such amazing wealth of wisdom, and I want to make sure that they are introduced properly. Okay, so that being said, I'm first going to check to see if anyone's trying to come into our session and welcome. Okay, no. All right. So let's begin with the focus here. So we have with us, I'm going to speak to those who are with us. First and foremost, we have Tony Scrilunas, who is one of the founders of Red Road Journey, and he is a member of the Navajo Nation, and he seamlessly blends the Dene wisdom with modern innovation to empower his community and beyond. And he was raised by his great-grandparents on the sacred lands of Black Mesa. And Tony's upbringing instilled in him the value that guides his work today. He has an MBA and a bachelor's degree in business, and he is celebrated as the godfather of the Local Governance Act, under which he created traditional forms of community governance and a Dene economic futurist. So welcome, Tony, from Red Road Journey. And we have two of our Indigenous elders who are coming to share their wisdom. First and foremost, you already see him right there, Don Decker. He is an Apache historian and herbalist from the Yavapai Apache Nation with decades of service to his community. His life's work centers on preserving Apache place names, language, and cultural memory. And he serves on the board of several Native-led nonprofits, including Red Road Journey, reflecting his commitment to protecting Indigenous tradition. Welcome, Don, and it's lovely to have you again. Thank you. And then next we have Twyla Casador. Twyla is a member of the San Carlos Apache tribe of Arizona and is a traditional forager, food educator, and advocate for Indigenous food sovereignty. She teaches Western Apache foodways globally, emphasizing pre-reservation diets and their relevance today. And Twyla serves as a council knowledge keeper for Red Road Journey. And so we are so excited to have Twyla and to have Don as well as Tony. And so I'm now going to pass it on to you, Tony, and to Don. We'll pass it on to Don to begin our ceremony.
Erwin, let me know. Let me.
Okay. Good morning. Yate Bene. It's very, we're honored to be here today with you this morning next to our sacred mountain, Doko Asleed. This is a very sacred mountain that we, when we came to this world, we made a covenant with the deities here. And one of the covenants is to live in harmony with the land, and so we incorporate our songs, our prayers, and our dreams with the mountains. So, but it's appropriate when we, what we're doing today, we're talking about something very important. It's about improving the world, it's improving humanity, and it's important to open it with a proper prayer. And Don is one of our elders. He's a brother. I've known Don for about 30 years.
That's right.
And it's an honor to share this panel with him. So I'm going to turn it over to him to talk a little bit about who he is. This guy's tremendous. He's done a lot of work. I know he did a lot of work even on the Apache language dictionary, ceremony, hosting gatherings. You know, one of the things that we're taught as tribal people is that we're taught to look out for our neighbor, you know, look out for our fellow tribe, look out for our children. It's not just about us. It's not all about self-interest, self-preservation, and we're taught that's what being a tribal person means. And to me, my experiences with Don, from the day I first met him to today, that's really what he represents, is that to help humanity, to help your fellow person, even if they're from another nationality, another tribe, to improve their life, you know. And I've seen him do that many times. So it's an honor to have you here, Don. Yeah.
Thank you, Tony. Good morning, everyone worldwide. We're coming to you from Flagstaff, Arizona, United States of America. I'm from the Yavapai Apache Nation. We're located about 90 miles north of Phoenix, Arizona, between Phoenix and between Utah and Phoenix, Arizona. Anyway, I'm with the Red Road Journey, and I'm very proud to be part of the board membership here, representing my organization. I'm really pleased to be a part of this. Antonio Romero is somewhere in Mexico, so we're trying to find him right now. As soon as he comes on board, we're anxious to get our director going for Red Road Journey. So I just wanted to welcome another Apache from another nation, and she'll introduce herself. But it's so good to see Twyla Casador from the San Carlos Apache Nation. There are four main groups of Apaches in Arizona. They're called the Western Apache. They're located in White Mountains, White River, Arizona, San Carlos, Arizona, Payson, Arizona, and Camp Verde, Arizona. And I'm from the Camp Verde Yavapai Apache Nation. And I've been working with Red Road Journey now for about 3 years since its inception, and it's a well thought out program that I'm really excited about, because we have a lot of problems with social problems with many situations that we encounter here with our families, and we like the idea of a beautiful center where we can get well, go there to get well, and we're working on that on an intertribal basis with the Yavapai Apache Nation. Some of the key people that are on the reservation there as well. Before I continue on, I'd like to offer a blessing, if I could, this morning to get our session going, and I'd like to say a few words in my own language so you can hear what Apache sounds like. Flagstaff, So what I said was, I'm from Flagstaff, Arizona, and I'm glad to be here, and I'd like to offer a little prayer, a short prayer in my own language to get the session going in a proper way. And before we start any meeting, we always offer a blessing to our Creator. It can be, your Creator can be however you think of your Creator. We call our Creator Yusen. It's spelled U-S-E-N, Yusen, and that is a word for God, the Creator Source, whatever you want to call Him. It could be in your own nationality, whatever your deity is, you may honor Him. And Creator, always honor the Creator before you get started in the morning. So I'd like to go ahead and offer this prayer. I have in my hand with me here, I have the pollen from the river's edge, from the cattail plant. This pollen is a yellow powder. It's a holy powder. Twyla Casador knows what this is because we use it in our ceremonies. And also I have with me an eagle feather that I have, a special kind of eagle feather that has a blue stone on it. It's a blue stone. You can see it up close. It's a turquoise stone that comes from the mines in Arizona. And the turquoise is tied with a deer sinew from its muscle. And there's a buckskin strap that goes on with the eagle feather as well. I'd like to offer this prayer and using these instruments, the blue stone and the feather as a honor to my Creator this morning. So I'd like to go ahead and you can you can leave your eyes open because the Creator likes to see you when you're giving thanks to the Creator in the morning. So you can go ahead and keep your eyes open, and you can also remain seated as well. We usually stand, but I'm not going to ask you to do that. So at this point in time, what I'd like to say is a short prayer. Nan Yusen Stanchos Kangorichiko. Domabanatis Keskorichi. Unstego Zongo to Nai Go Geronan Stel Kangorichiko. I'm thinking well of everyone from around the world, from different nations as you come together this day. Unstel on the Honlego, the Chingo Venan, Stelnatis Kesko. A Kogo sound near the Leo, the Zona so. A Kogo the Martin, the Nawali Maras Khan, Nantani Nali, Stel Mara Lego Kogo. A Kogo the Maras Khan, Sicasa. I Shikina Lee, Nantani Nali, the Maras Khan, the Chico. A Kogo Ganan here, Yonan Usen, Stel Josh Khan, the Chi. The hunting Bosch Khan, Stel Saw Lego Kogo. It's a snatch single stop. Ser Rizikos Aiko, Pikayo, Stel Bosch Khan, the Chico Ganan. Stel Saw Lego, the Chico, Stel not his case for the Chi. A Kogo, Sound of Kaigo. Everybody's visiting us from around the world. I pray for everybody that's come together today to come and be together. We ask the Creator to be with us, to bless all our relatives, to bless all of our political leaders, to bless all of our people in our own communities, wherever they are, to look over them and be with them. Whether it's in Liverpool, New York City, Flagstaff, Arizona, Guadalajara, Mexico, wherever you're from Lisbon, wherever you're from, we ask that your Creator, whomever you pay homage to, that the Creator come into your hearts, into your communities, and to bless everyone, your families, and so forth. Ako was down at this case, or this thing, the zone last, or the Stelmarsh Cow, the Wago, Stelmarsh Cow. You can't get on. Gozona last go, I look to the east where the sun comes up from. I say thank you, Gozona last. I look to the south. That is the male cardinal erection. Blue is the color. I look to the west. That is yellow. Another cardinal direction. I look to the north. That is the female white color, the color of white. And back to east, which is the color of black. These sacred colors of the Apache people from the Yavapai Apache Nation. Kuzulesko getting on. Kuzulesko. Again, I just don't want to talk too long here because there's valuable time that we have to consider here with our organization, Red Road Journeys. We're looking for a lot of support in funding our new Get Well Center that we're envisioning, and we're looking forward to getting this organization in full swing to get our building program going. And so we thank you for being with us today. Let's go.
Yeah, Don. Yate Bene. My name is Tony Skralanis. Ozioma, we appreciate what you're doing with this World Dream Day. It's very meaningful to our people. And so I am Dene. We speak the same language. Maybe thousands of years ago we were one tribe, and we do our ceremonies very different, but you hear the songs that we sing in different settings, used in different ways. So it's always interesting when I go to Apache ceremony or when Don comes to Navajo ceremony. But my name is Tony Skralanis. I come from a place called Big Mountain. It's on Black Mesa in the middle of Navajo. And as Ozioma let us know earlier, I was raised by my great grandparents. And I'm gonna give a little bit of an opening talk here, and that's something I was assigned, So I'm gonna talk a little bit about who we are and just really about World Dream Day, So to start with, ayat anot kodo da isnot tsangi do at eni de no lini altraten ne endle na hasam bakao jo ni hitzozen an de holno do ni hin an de holno do ni all in lo ni hin an tkin ashi not ashit adan hin ya la shi han net de be da han sendo yat tzozen do yat sendo ese yat be nasa do dahagi digi ba nate akot akodo ni hiche pasi o de ne kashe bizat jo kodo cha ne da ha da ne da ako ni yin be kodo sin hashda ni hide ni le do kodo so de zin chi ni do ado da na chi ni da ben na she na hasan do ha ishi shi thota ishi shi ba jin ni ya ki bi he ho sin be he o he ho zin zin akot kodo ha si do le ako kodo shi den hasan ba ka ya hide shi do le so what is the world dreaming through me? What is it dreaming through you? Through us right here, right now? Before we explore that question, I want to first recognize that we are gathered on the ancestral lands of indigenous peoples all over the world. You know, we all were indigenous, as my brother Arkan writes. And I extend my deep respect to the elders, to the past, to the present, and to the future. I also want to honor the esteemed panel of knowledge keepers, Don, Twyla, Arkan, Antonio. Good to see you, brother. And voices who have guided this opening ceremony. This is the context of place, and these guiding voices are not just a formality. They are the very foundation of conversation we really need to have, you know, all over the world. It feels like a beautiful act of dreaming itself that a man who gave us the central metaphor for our time, Arkan Lashwala, who is joining us today, in his work, The Time of the Black Jaguar, you know, I've read this. I'm a really good close friends with Arkan. I've spent lots of time with him. You know, in his book, The Time of the Black Jaguar, it's really it's in the book is a call to a specific kind of dreaming that we desperately need in the world. When we hear World Dream Day, we might think of personal goals, our own careers, you know, our own home needs, our own kids. These are really important. They are the dreams of the individual self. But the dreaming that Red Road Journey, that Arkan really writes about, that we aspire for, is the dreaming that guides the work of Red Road Journey. It's different. It's an older, more essential dream, the kind of dream that indigenous cultures have stewarded for millennia. It's a dream of the land, the dream of the community, the original instructions for how to live in harmony with all of life. At Red Road Journey, we don't just document these stories. We don't just document these dreams or these songs, you know. We are working to listen to them, to listen to the ancient dream that is still speaking, still calling us. And Arkan, Antonio, Don, Twyla, they teach us that this is the time of the Black Jaguar, a time when we are called to a dream of a new world into being, not from a place of fear, but from a place of profound connection and spiritual strength. So what does it mean to dream in the time of the Black Jaguar, especially with Arkan, our brother's presence here with us? First, it means that we must become quiet enough to hear the old dreams. You know, we all come from peoples that have the old dreams. Before we can dream anew, we must listen to the dreams that have always been here, woven into the mountains, to the rivers, and the wisdom of the elders, into the eagles, into the animals, into the deer, into the horses, into the sheep, into the corn, into the crops, into the medicine plants, into the rivers, into the mountains, into the canyons, you know. When we all sit with native elders through Red Road Journey, we are receiving fragments of a cosmic dream, a dream of reciprocity, of respect. This is the dream that we have strayed from in this world. World Dream Day is about remembering that we are participating in this living dream. You know, dreaming is not passive. It is the most active state of being, as our tribal people say. The black jaguar hunts is an active, fierce, and compassionate act. It is the act of facing the darkness of our time, that despair, the separation, and transforming it with spiritual strength. This is the practical work of reconciliation. Every time we choose understanding over judgment, every time we stand up for what is sacred, we are dreaming the world of the black jaguar into existence. And finally, to dream this way requires a sacrifice. It requires the sacrifice of a small dream for the sake of the larger dream, like we are doing today. It asks us to offer our gifts, our time, our voice, our compassion to something greater than ourselves. This is the journey of Red Road Journey. So on this World Dream Day, with the powerful presence of my sister and my brothers and all of you in the world, with the presence of our brother Arkan among us, the questions become even more vital. What is the world dreaming through you? How can you become like the black jaguar? How can you listen for the ancient dreams of the land? How can you actively participate in weaving a new dream of healing? The time is now. The black jaguar is on the move, and we are incredibly blessed to have one of its clearest voices here to guide us, and the elders from Red Road Journey. Let us be brave enough to dream together. Ahiaha, thank you. It's a beautiful day. Be blessed. You know, as Don laid out in his prayer, when we pray, we lay out the day. We're gratitude of the past. We all come from good things, you know. That's why we are here in this world. We are in a good world. We are in good air. We are in good elements and good energy. All of us. And we are thankful for that. But we also plan the day, you know. May it be beautiful, may it be blessed, may it be of kind thought and kind dreams and good dreams, you know. So I wish that for you. And yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to turn that back into the back to Ozioma. We have other elders here. Twyla, you know, you're welcome to say a few words, or Khan, and then I have some questions for the elders as we get through our opening remarks. But Hiahat and Schago Kodon Hato Anigi ba Hihnitsen. Johnny.
Wow. That was so amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tony, thank you, Don. Thank you, Twyla, for being here. Thank you, Antonio. I know you just recently joined. I just came on just to express my gratitude and how meaningful this moment is, and how this also marks the second year that we've been in ceremony. We've been in communication. We've been in mutual collaboration around bringing forth the wisdom that you all embody and that are so willing to share. And so just wanted to express my gratitude before handing it back to you so that the journey can continue. Thank you.
Antonio, why don't you go ahead and get us started?
Yeah, of course, brother. Thank you. Hey, everyone. Tasukumati, yo soy Antonio Romero. I'm Antonio Romero. I'm calling you from Mexico City. And just from this beautiful land of very spiritual land, actually. As growing up as both in the U.S. and Mexico, I feel like there is certain duty I have, someone who walks with indigenous blood from Mexico, to remind our people, to remind our generations and this world that we live in, that there exists ways for us to live in harmony, right, with the earth. Yeah, I think one thing that brings Tony and I together. So Tony and I co-founded Red Road Journey a few years ago, and one of the reasons that we co-founded this organization was because we both understood that there's a need for this world to dream together in collaboration with World Dream Day, in terms of understanding how can we actually come together as a collective to really live in a more harmonious way with our city, with Earth, right? With our communities. And for Tony and myself, answer lies very plainly, very clearly in our traditions. One thing that I'm very, very, I should say, grateful for Tony and for his work and for my work as well together with Red Road Journey is the fact that we come from both very different yet similar backgrounds. And those backgrounds complement each other in terms of our efforts of dreaming together and building a stronger future for not only our tribal communities, but also for our world. And that vision really is manifested through Red Road Journey. And really that vision is, how can we collaborate with tribal communities, starting in Arizona, right? We're only two people. We can only do so much with our communities, right? But how can we actually start with our tribal communities to come together to understand that we are the original stewards of this planet? We are the ones who've understood and observed for millennia to live in harmony with this planet. And understanding that as a modern society, we may have adopted very modern ways of instant gratification, of consumerism, of ways of how would I say, win and lose, right? I win, you lose, zero sum game. This is what we were taught in a modern sense, of a capitalist sense. And we know as tribal people that this is not the way. The way for harmony, the way for sustainability is not competition. Rather, it's communication, it's harmony, it's working together. And that's our dream as Indigenous people. It's to remind everyone in this world, no matter if you're Navajo, if you're from Diné people, if you're Apache, or if you're from anywhere around the world, understand that at one point we all came from Indigenous blood. We all have a part of what I call indigeneity within us. It's that indigeneity that I believe and that Tony believes. All of us, our elders, our community, Red Road Journey believes. All of us have this piece of indigeneity within us. It doesn't matter if you're raised traditional or tribal or not. We all have that piece within us. And at Red Road Journey, through myself, through Tony, through Don, through Twyla, through Arkan, through our network of elders, our network of knowledge keepers, of cultural stewards, it's our vision to remind everyone has a piece of indigeneity within Indigenous. And what that means is we're not going to give you, as I always say, we're not going to give you an eagle feather and change your name. It's not what we're doing. That's not our job. Rather, our job is to remind you that all of us have responsibility to steward this planet, to take care of this planet, to dream together, to really intently adopt ways to live in harmony with our environment. Even modern science says, for decades, there was this false narrative that to live in nature means to live in competition. Now science understands what Native people have understood for millennia, that nature does not work in competition. Rather, nature works in cooperation. Nature works in ecosystems. It works because one segment of the ecosystem depends on the other. And that's what we as humanity have forgotten. Us at Red Road Journey, we're here to understand and to remind everyone our real job here on this planet is to love each other, and it is to really honor the earth that we walk on, and to truly live in harmony with one another. That is our dream as Indigenous people. And that is our dream as Red Road Journey, to remind everyone of beautiful, beautiful vision that we have as humanity. That some of us may have lost along the way, and we're here to happily and with gratitude and with love remind everyone why we're really here. Thank you. And thank you, Ozioma. Tazokomate. Tazokomate is a word from our people. I come from the Raramuri people of northern Mexico, modern day Chihuahua state. My family also comes from modern day Tenochtitlan, which is now Mexico City. And in our language, we say Tokomate, which means the fire of my heart, the love of my heart, recognizes and sees the love in your heart. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you so much, Antonio, my brother.
Yes.
And we know we get all our times mixed up out here and the Navajo's the stubborn nation. We stay on daylight savings time, and then you go right across the Hopi land. They're on the regular time, and so we get all confused. Now you can use
And then you go to Mexico, and then you
you
go
can use that
forward 1 hour.
excuse too.
It's like
Yeah.
all these
Thank you
time
so
zones.
much, brother, for being here with us, you know. And we want to give some time to Twyla. Twyla is incredible lady from San Carlos. You know, she's a world-renowned health cook. She's written a book about the healthy cooking using Apache foraging, Apache ways. Just tremendous knowledge holder. And again, the same with Don. I met Apache, or I met Twyla doing the work of the helping the community, helping community heal. You know, we used to be part of intertribal gatherings where we go to different communities, different reservations, and we offer everything from traditional cooking knowledge, traditional ecological knowledge, prayer, how to do prayer, running, sweats, songs, dance, farmer knowledge, even like hunting knowledge with the Apaches, gathering knowledge and how to cultivate, you know. We create a support system for that, and we that is how I met Twyla doing that work. And as usual, she's doing the work right now. She's actually with some youth, and she's taking she's actually just stopped. She's hauling the youth in a van, I think. So, Twyla, thank you for being here with us, and let's give you some time. One of you guys is speaking. I don't know which one, so we'll turn it over to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, Danawadagodeshi, Twilight Castro Godere. I am from the St. Carlos Apache tribe. I am from southeastern Arizona, United States. I've worked with Don and Tony for numerous years. A lot of my mentorship did come from Don and the work that he does in the tribal community, representing the Apache Nation in such a profound way where it's very moving, inspiring. He is one of the, what I would call a father of the foundations of why we do what we do and continue to do, because of the knowledge that he shares. He is a very wise Apache elder with a lot of knowledge. And many of those teachings that he shares is being practiced today because of people like Don, and the support that's given to him is used to help mentor individuals like the young woman I'm sitting with here. Her name, say your name.
Hello, my name is Marjorie Bendo. I go to St. Clair's High School, and I'm the current Miss St. Clair's High School first attendant.
And where are we going?
And we're going to Camp Verde for a gardening class.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. You guys are only like 40 minutes from us. We might come down and join you guys.
Yeah, so first I want to just begin with a simple song, and I'm going to explain the song from afterwards. It's it's basically a blessing song and a prayer song, and it's a song about the rains, mostly because we're living in a time where we are not seeing the amount of amount of water here. Okay. Aneo Juliana yo Ilanaeo. Aneo Juliana yo Ilanaeo. Aneo Juliana yo Ilanaeo. Aneo Juliana yo Ilanaeo. This is a song calling the rains from the four directions. But like how we are sitting here, we are sharing the knowledge of the people of the four directions. And like the rain nurtures the land and helps it to grow and provide the nutrients for us as people. So this song is like people like us gathering together, nurturing our knowledge, nurturing our wisdom, gaining information and knowledge to help our community heal the same way as the water. We're asking for the rain. And today it's us as people that are gathering, sharing the knowledge here in one place at this very moment. And we're from the different directions of this earth, this life. Also, like this life, I always like to reference back to Mother Earth has never seen color. She has never seen ethnicity. She has never seen race. She's never seen religion. She's never seen, how you say, what political background we all represent, or whether we are blue, red, whatever nationalities. Mother Earth hears our heartbeat. Mother Earth hears our heart and how we treat each other and how we walk on Mother Earth. She has so much love for us. Seeing the amount of extractions, contamination, many things that are occurring globally with the wars, but yet we still have our waters. We still can breathe without needing these things, which is what we pray for to continue. Mother Earth is it's something that I myself as an Apache person understand that connection of what the stories Don had been sharing throughout his life. And it took time to really understand those stories, those songs. It's not something that will come to you in a moment, in a you know, like in a crash course. It took time, and it took me time to really get the understanding. If it were not for people like Tony and Don, Antonio, and the other people on this journey to allow space like this to make you understand the work that they are sharing and the dreams that they are sharing and the reality of it. Seeing the reality and the effects and the outcome, it is so beautiful. And it's something I want to share with the world, is that there are many beautiful people doing this work, amazing work. And Red Road Journey is doing the work that's put out for them, as well as others that are doing the same, but we're finding each other in this place to come together, and what they're sharing, share that. What they're doing, please come out and support them. It is something needed in this moment in life, that with everything that we are dealing with globally. And for young Margie here, well, it's true. I do quite a bit. I do a little bit of, I do quite a bit of foraging year round. I work with many elders throughout the 4 Western Apache tribes, which is San Carlos, White Mountain, Camp Verde, and Payson tribes, in collaborating and partnering and helping young people to reconnect to the land and get reacquainted with their plant relatives and the places we call home. And home is, like we say, everywhere you walk is Indigenous land. So that's one thing I can definitely share. But understanding and respecting those places and spaces. So thank you for allowing me a moment and time, and much love and appreciation to everybody that is on here. Thank you. Ahia, Ashun.
Ooh. Thank you so much, Twyla. So beautiful, and have a beautiful day foraging. We wish we were with you on the land, but at this time we have a few minutes. I would like to open it up. I know we have others here. Any questions? Any reflections? Because this is a special moment. This is really very, very special. I really, really appreciate all the elders and young Antonio for offering their vision, and their dreams. But yeah, I'm gonna open it up for some questions, and conversation. Don, go ahead.
I just want to make a quick comment about Twyla Cazador, okay? I grew up in San Carlos up until I was about 14 years old, but I know Twyla Cazador comes from a famous family. Apaches don't brag about themselves. She never does, you know what I mean? So I'm going to brag about her. But anyway, I knew her uncle, Philip Cazador. I'm 81 years old. I was a teenager back in the 50s in San Carlos when I grew up down there, but I knew her uncle, Philip Cazador. Philip Cazador was a good friend of John F. Kennedy, and Caroline Kennedy came to a ceremony in Seneca on Twyla's reservation back in the early 60s when Caroline Kennedy was on an archaeology trip up on the San Carlos Apache Reservation. That's the daughter of John F. Kennedy. And in Twyla, if you Google Twyla on Google.com, she's everywhere. She's been on TV. She's big time. And Twyla, I'm so proud of what you're doing today. That's all I want to say.
Appreciate you, Twyla. All right, let's open it up. Some questions. We got a few minutes. Let's see.
So we're getting a lot of affirmations in the chat speaking about the power of this work, and I completely agree. If there's someone who wants to either come on camera or if they want to just to open their mic to ask the question. If you don't feel comfortable being on camera, we welcome you to do so. We would love to have your voice and your essence in this moment. Otherwise, I can read what's being said until someone else raises their hand. And so I'll just read. Wow, we're getting a lot from Dick Van Gelder, but someone's coming on. Okay, Mercedes, welcome. Hello.
Hey, Mercedes, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. I'm so pleased to be here with you. I was talking with Antonio a few days ago about Indian people in my country. I am from Venezuela. And since I was very young, I have been feeling very close to Indigenous people and culture, but I have been doing so many different things. But now I know that I have a very nice opportunity to get to know you. I hope to get to know you in the US very soon. And I will be very pleased to be with you and help with anything is needed. So many thanks. Many thanks for this space. I'm very grateful.
Thank you, Mercedes. So wonderful.
Muchas gracias, Mercedes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So part of what this does is that it allows for certain connections and for people to just be present to also what this sharing arises from within themselves and what it makes us present to that we may not be always present to in our everyday. And so if there's anyone else who wants to come on and either express what's moving through them or a particular question or an affirmation about this work, we welcome it. And I'm going to go off camera again, but just inviting you to share in these last moments. And if there's any questions, please do so.
One of the why we do this work, many of us, why we choose a path in life is because of a dream, and it's recurring. So that's the creator guiding us, and for me, that dream has been to really save our knowledge systems, to save our traditional knowledge of the land, of our ceremonies, of our philosophies, of our teachings, because in my dreams, it's really what's going to be the savior of all of the world in the long run, and you look at like the stock market and it's very short term, even 50 years, 100 years is very short term. And we as Indigenous, we're taught to plan 7 generations ahead, and what do we think about 7 generations ahead? We want them to have knowledge of the land like Twyla's doing. We want them to know how to greet a plant, how to greet an animal, how to greet a river, how to preserve, how to keep your neighbors surviving and thriving, how to help another fellow human, how to help the earth, and so that's really the dream of ours, is that this is why I'm involved in this, and why I spend, we don't, a lot of us, we don't get paid to do this work, we pay to do this work.
That's why they call it, that's why they call it a nonprofit, right, Tony?
It's a nonprofit work, yes, but it's so meaningful, it's really meaningful, and it's so impactful. And this is what this is why the creator gave us traditional knowledge. This is why the creator gave us language and our upbringings, and our even we're taught to have even just a few songs, we're taught to have a prayer, we're taught to live a kind of a certain life pattern, and so if we can just follow those things, we really can really survive this crazy world, and help others. And so that's all I wanted to say today. So but I know our time is up, but as long as Ozioma keeps it open, we can have a conversation again. And I don't know if Antonio, others, Don, if you have any closing comments. Though that's my closing comments, is that you all be blessed and that we look forward to next year. And we, come to our website, redroadjourney.org. We're doing a showcase. We're actually taking people out on the land, taking people to our communities in the next month, and so we have all kinds of folks coming, and all kinds of our elders are all helping from different tribes. Hopi is a big presence on our board. Hopi is a really a big part of it. Some of the Navajo elders, we have an elder that's all about horse healing and horse training, using traditional values, traditional teachings, So all this is a makeup of Red Road Journey. We have friends from all over the world that help us with all kinds of everything like meditation, traditional meditation, sauna, traditional healing, trauma healing. So that's who Red Road Journey is. So I'm gonna open up to you guys for closing comments.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for that. Don, do you have any closing words? Maybe a closing, please.
I just want to say one thing. I'm 81 years old, and it looks like I'm the oldest guy on the network today. So I wanted to share just a tiny piece of information. The national consciousness of the world is changing rapidly right now. There's even cast doubt on that there's no pollution in the world. That's what some political people are saying, that there's no such thing as they're doubting them, even the vaccines. They're even doubting the weather. They're doubting a whole lot of things in the world, and they're throwing a lot of doubt in front of us, in front of the road, discouraging us from going forward. That is what we have to overcome. We have to step over those roadblocks that have been set up by our leaders today. We've got to get beyond them. And this is a good start for us to meet together. As you go back to your communities, share what you learned today, share with each other, and carry on all of the things that we talked about today, and do that in your communities, in whatever capacity that you serve. Best wishes to all of you. Have a good day, and say your prayers to the Creator.
Thank you, Don. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Ozioma, I see we're up now for our time, so
Yes.
I don't want to take up much more of our time, but just to reiterate what Tony, Don, and Tyler were saying, we're here really to reawaken that mission for all of us, to understand that, to really live in harmony and to dream together. For us as Indigenous people, a dream means really honor where we come from and to honor the land we walk on. And through this, we honor each other and we honor ourselves. Thank you.
So beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Twyla. This has been another powerful installation in this partnership. And so I'm sure some of you may wonder kind of how we all got connected and what inspires this kind of work. For me, particularly, when I embarked on my 47-day road trip. I think this is very important because I don't know if you guys even saw this. When I embarked, after I left corporate America, and I embarked on my 47-day road trip called Dreams Across America, I declared a vision to visit 5 cities, and I ended up 47 days, 25 states for one cause. And when I ended up in the land of the Oglala Sioux, I met I had a very transformative experience. And so as you can see, this is Milo's yellow hair and the great-great-granddaughter of Chief Fire Lightning. And it transformed my perspective because I was driving through, and I met this man, and he was creating this image, and it was one of those, tribal images that with the half horse and the turtle and the this and the that. And then he basically gave me a name, and he was saying that I am Milky Way woman, and that my stories are like stars upon my skin. But then he pointed over there on a hill, and it was wounded, and he was like, "That's where my ancestors. That's where many of them are buried." And to hear that story and to go and see the pain and the struggle of precious land being used for certain purposes where the original people are subjugated to have a certain experience, it transformed my perspective. And on that day, I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I committed to making sure that somehow there was a way to bring light and to support the cause and to make a difference. And particularly when you meet one of the freedom fighters from the 1970s who was doing the work, and you meet the children and you hear it for yourself, it moves you. And so that was the beginning of my journey in 2013 when I became committed to this movement and to this connection. And so it is powerful. I'm so deeply grateful. And I can't wait for our next year. And again, go to Red Road Journey, check out the website, find ways of giving support, find ways of spreading the message, and find ways of connecting back to your own indigeneity, to your own origins and your own way of being and doing. And know that each of us play a role in connecting the dots between the entire human family and all of life. The more than human world, all of us are connected. And this is part of us returning to ways of being and doing that are healthier and that are serving to create a new, reified, structured whole across our planet. And so thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh,
Aho. And so with that, where we're going next, we are going to Germany, to a
Aids.
lighthouse that a light will be beamed out from Germany on Pellworm Island to all of Europe and all of the world. So if you're able to join us for our next session, come as we enter into this light that beams out and sends a blessing of peace, hope, positivity, dreams to all of the world. I hope to see you there. Aho.
Amati, everyone. Thank you.